5 days he charged for state. Hey, hey, welcome to the Mad Science of Secret. I'm still in the throes of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, you're on the air. We're on the air.
Oh, yes, we are.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to...
Would you like a microphone? I can.
Not yet.
Well,
Well, I could.
I can fix you up one if you want to hear what's going on. It's in the headphones. We got shake sounds running. Woo!
Flowers again. I never think of it till I get up here and see how much I pay for those flowers.
For a different guitar.
Yeah, probably different guitar customers. This is everybody else.
That's fine.
Yeah.
When I first heard it, I thought I was woman. There you go.
Oh, you've got some stuff on?
You're on it now. It's all you and your guitar.
I'm trying to think of an Obama song to write.
Something, those Martins are just about the what are those fine violins called?
Stradivarius.
Yeah, they're about the Stradivarius of
Yeah.
acoustic guitars, aren't they? And there's a. You know what I found about a Stradivarius?
What?
They are loud.
I've never seen one.
You can tell a Strat right off because it's twice as loud as anything else in the audience.
No kidding.
Yeah. If you want to know, I mean, sure they sound good. They've got low end, they've got high end, they've got everything and all.
Basically, they're loud.
But what they got more than anything else is they scream.
Yeah.
They are loud.
Yeah.
And
Makes a big difference.
Yeah. Yeah, it does. That's a loud violin, a Stradivarius. You can be heard out above everybody else, you know. So if your number one man is playing a Strat,
He'll go.
Project. Yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, no.
I'll there you are. It's gonna be it's the Mushroom Man show right now. Oh, you gonna join him?
And it's that with the cupcake.
Okay.
Cupcake.
It's Cupcake Blues.
Okay, you give us a rendition. The Mushroom Man's rendition of Cupcake Blues.
Alright. My favorite version. Sadly, I will not be able to stick around for very long.
Why? I don't see why.
Oh, I gotta meet my mom. I'm taking her dog for the weekend.
Yeah.
So,
Now I think that looks good. Y'all are rather centered, but I think it looks good. Oh, look right there. Are you ready right now?
so I'm coming right back. I'm just gonna wash my take off my fingers. I'm very excessive compulsive about hand wash.
Well, look, Matt made a number of pictures when he gets back. He likes that, you know.
The Cupcake Lady is coming to town.
They're disappearing quickly out here. So.
I see what you mean.
Cupcakes and tea.
So I figured I better bring it in.
Here we go.
bring it in now
Well,
and
there
I'll-
is some.
Oh, oh, oh.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Do those look
I
familiar?
come and have tea later.
Okay.
Thank you.
So we can tea brewing later. I think I better go get another one.
We're going out to West Virginia. Go to wear that ball and chain. Going out to West Virginia.
you don't think of brown as a color that glows with a magical otherworldly light. But when it's chocolate, just saying. Just saying.
Well, when you can smell it too,
Yes.
it makes it glow better, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. I agree completely.
How you doing?
I'm doing okay. I'm here.
Is there like a teapot sitting in front of you?
I'd love a teapot sitting in front of me. Gives me a greater sense of completion.
Surely you weren't sitting there feeling incomplete.
You never know. You never know what inner demons any particular person is battling with at any given time.
Isn't that the truth?
So, at a glance, you very often can't tell who is an incomplete on the inside
Are
at a
you
given moment.
battling? Are you currently battling in general?
Probably not. I don't think so. No more or less
You
than
seem a
equal.
little pensive for yourself today.
Yeah, oftentimes it is. Mostly, I just know I'm not leaving soon, so therefore I'm gonna get back. Just feel like kicking back and relaxing.
Okay. So I was gonna say just relax, but you don't feel like it. Now what you got to do? You got something to do.
I gotta meet my mom because I'm taking her dog for the weekend.
Oh, that's fine.
So,
Oh yeah.
Taking a dog where?
keeping it. My mom's driving to Charlotte for.
I forgot to bring the cream again, but I
I
think
don't
it's
even
just a
remember
little
what.
in the
No
other
cream? We
one.
can dump a
I think I'm just.
bluff in it.
I think I just moved it.
That's what we're all here for.
Indeed. So how are you doing today?
I'm doing all right. I feel a little better today. Since the flu hit me, I've been very tired for the last 2 months. And,
Yeah.
but got a good night's sleep last night, and the weather's warming up outside, and it's time to get the stuff planted and in the ground. Get the mushrooms growing.
Will you grow other things on your farm beside mushrooms?
Yeah,
I mean, you
I
got
grow a lot of
garden.
greens, lettuce, a variety of vegetables.
Uh-huh.
And we have our nice market starts on Sunday in Marshall. We're gonna have a good time. You should come down. Bring your camera. Come down to the market and have a little. We'll give you some free veggies.
Well, you know, I would like to do that.
Have you been? You've been to Marshall?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you live in Madison, so you.
Yeah, I used to live up turn
Grapevine.
Petersburg store there, yeah. Towards Grapevine, not actually on Grapevine, but up that way, you
In the
know.
Grapevine Community Center.
Sorta. I was not on the dark side, like. And you go up over the
Were you
mountain.
you were up,
Now, is it Grapevine that goes over the mountain, or is that, I wanna call it
what is that? We talked about that last week. I couldn't remember the name of
the
it.
dirt road? And if you hadn't been over it since the last good rain, you always wanna check with somebody before you.
No, they really
They
spiffed
fixed
that road up.
I bet they have by now, it's been so
Yeah.
many years.
Yeah, they spiffed it up. It's a nice road, goes over to,
Laurel, exactly, the dark side.
yeah, is that the dark side?
That's the dark side. That's where Michael David Arrington said. He called it the dark side. We live over on the dark side. He
Yeah.
said.
Why is it the dark side?
Well, it is.
Just the,
it's the
is it
dark
just-
side of the mountain.
Okay.
North side of the mountain, probably.
It is. It is darker over there.
Okay.
But as you go over the mountain, that's the dark side.
Yeah.
I find that a very simple and straightforward explanation.
Yeah. Nothing mysterious. It's dark over there.
We live on the dark side, he says. But that was sure enough. You used to be if you went that route.
That was rough. Used to be rough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I
is
was
it,
over there a couple of years ago. and
see
it was
Dogwood
really
that it goes over? Is that the mountain? Is it Dogwood Mountain,
good. I don't really know.
or is the road Dogwood, or is it Grapevine?
I think it's Grapevine up to the top, and then it changes into something else on the other side. On the
Really?
dark side, probably. Yeah.
I thought it was the same road all the way over, and is it? What's the name of the mountain it goes over?
I don't really know. Grapevine Mountain, is it?
I don't know. I don't remember. It's been a long time.
Yeah, it should come back
It's
out.
It's not been that long, but I mean, to me, 15 plus years is a long time, to remember the name of the road. I don't remember names very well.
It's been a long time.
They paved it now, or is it still rock?
Last time I was over, it's been about 3 years ago, and it was still dirt. But
Okay.
but good. I bet they paved it by now, because they're paving everything.
Yeah.
They're gonna pave Sugar Camp, my road out.
That'd be I'd be just blown away to see that paved.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because like I
changed,
say-
Madison County's changed a lot.
We went over that road fairly often because it was almost from our door to the other side. That's the way we went to Laurel, And we had friends over there.
Who was over there?
Oh, I'll tell you somebody you probably know. Lionel Phyllis. Do you know?
Oh,
yeah. We'd go over to see Lionel or Michael. See, I'd run over to see Michael. He was my buddy. And then and Lionel lived over there. Lionel and Mary
Yeah.
lived over there. And
They
he
split
goes,
up.
I know it. They are crazy. and I don't necessarily mean that in a bad way, but they are just.
No, they're very beautiful people.
Yes, they are. They are.
Lionel's a good guitar player and good gospel singer.
And he'll play piano too and sing and stuff. Yeah, I know he'll play all kinds of stuff and sing some songs and stuff. Do you know?
Zeke, his oldest boy, he's a member of the farmers market. He's a
Okay.
big strapping young man.
What's he bring?
Variety of stuff.
Variety of vegetables. What do you know? Do you know the story of Lionel Phyllis when he was in San Francisco? Did you know that Lionel Phyllis coined the word hippie? He was in San Francisco when the hippie thing started, and there were starting to be freaks showing up on the streets in Haight-Ashbury and stuff. And a newspaper reporter came along and was wanting to write an article about it, and he interviewed Lionel, who was on the street that day, and he says, "Who are these people? What are these people?" And Lionel said, "Well, they're hippies." He just
blurted it out.
Yeah, they're hippies. He says they're hippies, and that got written in the newspaper. And from there on, they were hippies.
Was Lionel famous?
That interview with Lionel Phyllis, and from that point on, they were hippies. So I hear. That's the story.
You know what I wonder? I wonder if how much spiritual power you can get from coining a phrase. Because in some primitive cultures, you think that you get a certain amount of strength from defeating your enemy, or killing them, or conquest, or something like that. But and you look at it from a more modern information age perspective.
The pen is mightier than the sword.
Yeah, if you coin a phrase that generations later goes around the world, does it give you an extra measure of strength?
Doesn't seem to have helped
so.
Lionel much.
Okay.
Well, you just.
But you never can tell.
But
Now,
you don't.
Lionel's a pretty spiritual person.
He is. That's what I'm saying. You don't know. You don't know what it may be for Lionel, because just to look at Lionel.
Words are powerful. You're right about it.
If you wanted to have a portrait of the old man of the mountains, Lionel Phillips would have to sit for that portrait. He would be the one to sit for it. And he's looked like that since he was young.
Yeah. Lionel's always looked like that.
That's right. I once tried to photograph him and his family, and that cabin where they used to live and everything, and I wanted to go up there and do a serious photo shoot on all that. And Lionel said no. He says, don't steal my image, and stuff. And I couldn't do it. I always regretted that, because I thought they were a very picturesque gang, every one of them.
Jemima's beautiful.
Lionel and Mary.
Have you seen her since you grew up?
I hadn't seen it.
Have you ever seen Jemima? It's been 15 years, so she may not have. No, she
Yeah.
was there, yeah.
Yeah, but no, I've not seen her since she's grown up.
Beautiful woman. I think she's married now.
Every one of them would have been, are photo worthy. That whole family was photo worthy. The whole family and their environment, and just their daily what they were doing. Just Lionel sitting around, or whatever. It was very picturesque, on that porch up there, or in that cabin. And Mary would have the
Rafters full of food.
Well, yeah, they'd have everything hung and stuff like that, but she'd have a quilt, hanging from the ceiling. She'd get a quilt out she used to have a quilting frame, and to get it out of the room, they hoisted it up on strings and would let it up, and then she'd let it down to quilt on it, and then put it back up, and she burned it got on the light bulb, and the light bulb burned a hole in it. And so she patched that hole and she embroidered it, and it was a light bulb on that, and stuff like that. But I always liked to go see them.
Well, gentlemen,
Go before tea comes.
I am going to go before tea comes.
Well, thank you for coming as long as you did.
Why, certainly.
I guess I should have talked to you more, because you were going to be quick in and out.
You're going to be putting up with me all day tomorrow anyway.
Oh, I know.
Actually-
we have Dune Ribbons tomorrow.
We have Doom Ribbons tomorrow.
What is that?
Not done.
Dune Ribbons. It's a duo. It's two of them.
Yeah.
And apparently they're hitting the big time right now and stuff. Like, how that is. So,
No, not really.
when people come on Mount Dungeon, we got the big time.
Big time.
We're the big time.
Actually, I'm not going to be going live tomorrow. I'm going to be helping film the opening bout for the Blue Ridge Roller Girls. Which, actually, since I'm here, the sound is fine, right? Of course we have sound. I just want to do a wee shout out. Tomorrow at the Asheville Civic Center, doors open at 6, the bout begins at 7, is the opening bout for the Blue Ridge Roller Girls. And it's a season
opening
opener.
bout for the season.
Yeah, opening season bout for Blue Ridge Roller Girls. Tickets are $12, so if you want to do something that's a little bit different, want to enjoy a little bit of the show, check out the Roller Girls tomorrow, Asheville Civic Center. And I'm going to be helping to film it.
All right.
And that's why you're not.
That should be
gonna live.
great fun.
I'm looking forward
Have
to
you got
it.
all this cleared up with
Yeah, I talked to Jonathan about a few days ago.
Kurt?
That's what I was going over with him when I was sitting in there when you were walking by.
Okay.
So we're going to rerun a couple afternoon friendly episodes of Mount Dungeon in my time slot.
We're going to have Roller derby then on URTV?
Yeah, it's gonna get filmed, and you know, obviously it'll take a few weeks because it's whenever anybody gets an opportunity to edit it. But yes, there is going to be some episodes. Not episodes. There's going to be some roller girls, some roller derby action URTV at some point.
How many
so.
of you will be shooting it?
2, I believe.
Because it's gonna take at least 2.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be a lot of editing, I really believe, you know, in order to really follow the action right.
Mm-hmm.
And 3 would probably be even better, but that would probably make the editing just,
Fisticuffs. It'd be a roller derby in the editing room.
Yeah. So this should be fun.
Come out to the roller derby.
This was planned weeks ago.
yeah.
It's funny because a few days ago I was offered an opportunity to officiate at a battle of the bands
Yes.
that's tomorrow afternoon. And so it was a little bit too much of a short notice.
Right.
But you know, I'm kind of honored that they say, hey, who can we get to be like the officiator at a battle of the bands? And somebody said, hey, how about that guy from Mount Dungeon? So I'm really honored that somebody asked me.
Right.
Yeah, you're famous.
Big time.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, already made the commitment.
That's what I'm
to
telling
the
you.
girls,
They're
so.
the big time. That's a whole crew. I mean, here I run in here and run everything myself. Go in there. All I have to do is sound. Somebody else is, other people running cameras, other people running the switcher, the lights. You know, I mean, it's just all.
Very professional.
Somebody else is doing post production. Somebody is editing it in post production and doing the special effects. You know,
Takes a village.
Yeah.
Takes a village, and
They all work well together. I have to give big credit to the Mount Dungeon. It's the Mount Dungeon crew. It's the whole crew. We don't give credit just to Matt.
please
You
don't
know,
give
we
credit
don't
just
credit
to me.
just to Matt.
Don't
Not
give
on the
credit
air
just to
anyway.
me.
It's the whole crew. The whole crew. It takes,
It really
like you
is.
say, it takes a village. It takes a crew to make a Mount Dungeon, and by George, there is one. There's a crew.
You know, what do? I just sit in front of the camera and yammer with the band for a few minutes.
Well, it wouldn't be the same without you or without everybody. You know what I'm
You
saying?
got a band in Marshall that should be on it.
You do.
Blue Wing.
We don't know about them. I guess we need to know about them. Need to know about
They
them,
need
huh?
to be famous. They're pretty decent musicians.
Well, we've been trying to get Lou Royale on. Now, the guy who's going to be playing the drums tomorrow in Lou Royale.
Lube.
Lou Royale. That's
Lube.
Yeah.
That's got to be a pun.
It's just the name of a band, all right.
Oh, it is.
From Doom Ribbons.
Yeah.
He'll be in Doom Ribbons too, but he called me today and asked me if I had like a headset with a little microphone to come out. So he, didn't have a microphone in front of him, so it would just travel with him. And I don't. You know anybody who's got such a thing? Well, I had to tell him no, I didn't. But I've been pushing for Lou Royale to be on because they're quite an act, as you know. But apparently the band, this Doom Ribbons is apparently breaking into the big time right now. It's their moment in the spotlight.
Look forward. They've kind of been on the list of a band we've wanted to get on there for a while. So. And
Yes.
they're radically different than Brushfire Stankgrass, who we filmed last week.
Who?
Brushfire Stankgrass.
You have
Stink grass.
Stankgrass.
You've never heard of Brushfire Stank Grass?
And
I don't get out much.
Yeah, well, obviously.
well, when we got started on Mount Dungeon, we were trying to shy away from stuff that was overly bluegrassy
Oh my God.
and overly jammy. And they are essentially, imagine a jam bluegrass fusion band. Is what we had last week.
Sort of. Yeah.
Sort of, yeah. But
All right,
they were
I have to
appropriately different from the band we had the week before as well.
I have to tell you, I'm late on the 420 roll. I didn't
Go
set
for
my
it.
alarm clock.
431.
Yeah, this is the 431 roll. So pretend like it's 420. Okay.
Absolutely.
And I have technical difficulties with this particular one because and I stayed up late working on it and I stayed up late 2 nights in a row working on it. That may be what's wrong with it. I stay up too late working on it. But there's technical difficulties, and I apologize to the musicians during which the technical problems come up. But that's that was just inevitable, and that now is the day, and it has to run. So, but there will be my new favorite band is on here. I hope you'll like them. Their name is Yuck.
Yuck.
Uh-huh. You weren't here yesterday, were you, Matt?
I was not.
So you haven't seen Yuck
I
yet.
have not seen Yuck. Being back.
You're watching the 420 roll.
Good morning. Welcome to the Pleasure Saucer. Always Cry Theater at a crowded 5.
Hi, I'm Ronnie Ruvalo, and you're watching the 420 roll. If my words did glow with the gold of sunshine, and my tunes were played on the harp unstrung, would you hear my voice come through the music? Would you hold it near as it were wrong? It's a hand-me-down. The thoughts are broken, and perhaps the better left unsung. I don't know, don't really care. Let there be songs fill the air. Ripple in still water when there is no pebble tossed, no
See what happens.
He's doing a Jerry Garcia imitation.
Yeah. Now, what do you think? What do you think? That's a Jerry Garcia. Oh, I see. Well, see what happens is there's technical difficulty. It freezes up, and I just have to go to the next frame, and that's just the one. Sorry about that.
Sammy watching the 420 roll. We are YUK and you're watching the 420 roll. Hypnotized and soldiers crying out to Jesus, their skin is torn, their bodies bleeding, they get no answer from the sky. Another soldier left to die, one body, two bullets, watch that bullet ricochet. Soldiers' families all more in debt, while the ones who sent them out get paid. Soldiers march through battlegrounds while politicians sit on their couch. Who gives a damn who started this, as long as we're the ones who win. Put your flags up, wave them high, the cost of freedom is all their lives. Put your flags up and wave them high. Put your flags up, wave them high, the cost of freedom is all their lives. Put your flags up and wave them high. I pity Republicans who let their poor die in hunger, taking away rights and making millionaires stronger, stealing from the weak to give to the rich, and we should freaking kill the leader, put his body in a ditch. The Twin Towers burning was a scheme against America. A lot of people died because your president's a murderer. Bush's family tree got their banks filled with oil. March the troops into battle, put the bodies in the soil. Put your flags up, wave them high, the cost of freedom is all their lives. Put your flags up and wave them high. Put your flags up, wave them high, the cost of freedom is all their lives. Put your flags up and wave them high.
Rod was in Hooverville.
You know, sort of like the the image of the 1930s hobo town.
Right.
It's something that, we all thought was no longer a part of America.
Oh, I think it's fixing to become a big part of America, Bushville.
Bushville. We ought to call them Bushville. Bush
think we should
camps.
call 'em
Bush
Bushvilles.
camps. Bush camps.
Hey, what's up, man? Good catch,
Oh, hey.
Just on my way out.
Excellent.
Huh? Okay. If you insist.
Come in, come in.
How are you doing?
Okay, how are you? I want to thank you for having a voice for Asheville.
Oh.
I said I want to thank you for having a voice for Asheville. You're doing fantastic at this upfront country.
Thank you.
You are a celebrity.
Very good. Good.
That was the nicest thing anybody said to me today. Thank you,
He
Larry.
sincerely loves compliment.
I that, and honestly, I have been feeling a little bit doldrumy lately, so it really cheers me up to hear you say it.
Yeah, here.
Lots of little things. But anyway.
Wherever you want to sit. This would be easier probably to get you on camera. Let me see if I take him off.
Yeah, take
camera.
me out.
Let's see.
I gotta go, guys, though. I have to.
Adios,
my
amigo.
mother care for a little dog.
Okay, there.
Yeah.
What kind of little dog?
She's got a little
A
Yorkie
small
Terrier,
little dog.
13, 14-year-old, like really old little dog. Like one of these very, very, very dumb but very sweet little dog. Baby, so we're taking her for the weekend.
Oh, la, la.
You take care.
I'm gonna talk to you.
I got $20 in my pocket.
Can I have it?
Huh?
Can I have it?
Oh, Lord.
And a razor blade. I got a straight razor in my pocket. And that's no lie.
Just position it.
I got a straight razor in my pocket. Okay.
I'm straight as in the pocket now. Gonna be a good time to sing the blues.
We're making them up as we go today.
That's all you can do.
Yeah, there's lots of blues. Lots of blues. There ain't no lack of the blues.
There's a tradition in that, Oh.
Well, I was gonna go vote today, but I couldn't get my butt to go.
Uh-oh.
By the time I got out of work, I was.
Okay, well, okay, do me a favor. Move the cookies, yeah, and put the microphone where the cookies are. Yeah. So, yeah, there you go. You're good. Now you got a mic. Now talk to me. I'll sound check it.
Yo, mama.
Okay, keep talking.
Yo, mama.
Oh, you're there. Okay. So I just wanted to show you that I wasn't lying. See what I mean?
Oh. Ow. That might be why you're walking funny.
I ain't walking funny. Okay. Oh Lord, and this tea right here probably is getting there. It's probably time to have some of that. And
So how are you?
so what?
How are you?
I'm all right. How about you? I'm here, as you see.
And it is a Friday.
It is a Friday. I've been running around. I've just been finishing lots of technical stuff because I've been doing the. I just did the four. I was like 10 minutes late or 15 minutes late on the 420 roll.
Oh, wow.
You didn't see my new favorite band.
Yuck.
Yuck, you did see.
Yeah.
I recorded the show on DVD, and I scanned through it really quick, and I couldn't. It was like almost 10 o'clock this morning. I finally went to bed from going to work.
I know exactly.
I'm like, I gotta see this. I gotta see this. I gotta see this. It got more and more incredible the more I watched. But I didn't get. I got through the 420 roll, and Marsha was here, and all this other stuff. But I didn't get as far as the second 420 roll. So
Right.
I didn't see
It was the
rest.
same as the first one.
Oh, was it?
It was.
Okay.
But we
But
had
it's nice to see, protest songs being sang out on the street by young people. I mean, brother, it's going to happen. That's one of the things. All these governments all around the world are a little bit worried about the food prices going up and the fuel prices going up. People are starting to say, well, maybe I don't like this, and they're saying, hey, you up there at the top, I don't know if I like this or not, you know?
Right, and at the same time, reporting the largest the largest profits that they have ever made, like the oil companies reporting that not only the largest profits that they have ever made, but being also among the largest profits that any corporations have ever made in history. Well, duh.
Well, down here at the bottom, boys, things ain't looking too good, you know.
Yeah,
Desperation Row.
that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, desperation.
Yeah.
Well, listen, stick them the chocolate those things. Let me start with one of those because they came in first.
They're fresh.
Let me steal just one of those and see what kind of mess I can make with that. I should-
You own? Oh, you're playing.
Organic milk is almost $7 a gallon.
Yeah, I saw $7.99 a half a gallon.
No, 1.5 gallon. It had to be a gallon. That's not
Was-
bad.
I was at Bob's place this morning, and I thought the price tag said $7.99. They were half gallons.
No kidding. I don't think it could be, but you could be right.
I don't know. I mean, it was in the middle, on one of those middle chests down by the beef. Things that we don't eat anymore.
I've got some good beef. Gently killed beef.
Did you raise it or not?
Yeah.
Yeah, when we start eating this stuff, the conversation often dies out.
That's true.
I'm gonna get us some napkins as soon as just a minute.
Yeah, I suppose I should have waited.
I think they've got a gummy bear in them.
Oh, really?
Thinking of it as a variation on a king cake. Oh, they've got more than one gummy bear in them. Have you prepared a song for today?
I haven't. My other guitar broke.
Can you just do one like as though you had prepared one? I'm gonna look at napkins.
Oh, I'm sorry, I made a mess already.
I'll put you in the camera shot if you'll act like you have a prepared song.
Well, pretty little girl with a red dress on. 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 Well, who's gonna shoe your pretty little feet? Who's gonna glove your hand? Well, who's gonna kiss your ruby red lips till I get home again? Papa will shoe my pretty little feet. Papa will glove my hand. You can kiss my red ruby lips when you come home again. Well, pretty little girl with the red dress on. Pretty little girl with a red dress on. Pretty little girl with a red dress on, Lord, Lord. Pretty little girl with a red dress on. Where have you been since Saturday night? While I was locked up in jail, down around the road with some railroad men. Ain't nothing much to tell. Well, pretty little girl with a red dress on. 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 silly little song, huh?
That's for Richmond. We have tea ready in the blue pot.
Oh, it is ready?
Let's have some tea. Since that's the point of this whole organization.
Oh, yeah?
Please. We are being very civilized while whatever is happening on the screen behind us.
That's 48 walls.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Tea?
Well, I want to thank you for answering my email.
Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, the orb.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what you would call an orb.
Yes, when I sent that off to the GPL labs, around the time that the Mars rovers were sending that information, they were a little outraged that I was planting a planet in the sky. And they wanted to know where I got the planet. Well, I didn't have any answers. That's why I sent it to them. I wanted to know what planet it could have been.
Yeah.
There's no planet in that kind of sky on that day, on that night, on that side. I'm like, okay, what is it? Well, you're fooling around. Okay, I'm not gonna write to you again. So that was the end of NASA for me.
Those are spirit orbs, and no, they don't exist in their world on record. There are some who have come forward and said that yes, that they have seen. So.
I hear sometimes you can feel the energy.
Oh yeah.
But sometimes you don't know, you're not aware of what it is.
Right.
Are you to be scared?
No.
Are you to be?
Well,
Should one be?
Should one be? And it's like, no, you really shouldn't be scared unless they physically harm you.
Like if they dive bomb you or something.
Right.
It would be frightful.
I mean, it's been known that, yeah.
I mean, I go to the cemetery up here every day, and I can, or every day, or whatever, I mean, whenever I'm around. And I always know, like if you're worried about your CAR, I always know that when I go to that cemetery that nothing will ever happen to me. Nothing bad will ever happen to me. So
You might get
I get that feeling.
Well, if you surround yourself with the white light, I mean, you should always surround yourself with the white light. When you protect yourself, wherever you go, then, that's the easier, okay, I don't have to worry.
That's good. Perfect. We're surrounded by white light. And white hands, loving hands.
That's it.
Loving, kind
Jonathan's hands.
It's all right. Jonathan's hands are loving and kind.
Yeah. See, that is a big pot of. Yeah, a lot of people don't understand, and therefore they fear, and there's really nothing to fear. I mean, if there was something to fear, by putting out that scent of, that's what makes it even worse. When you're out in the forest, you don't want to be putting off a scent of.
Right.
When you're around the dog, you don't want to put off a scent of.
They know.
Right, because they can sense it, just because we can't, but most of us can't. Don't ever fear. And the presence is around you, so you just communicate, and you'll learn that they'll communicate back with you.
How can you premeditatedly take pictures of that like that? I mean, that was before and afters were not there, so you just keep going and going and going.
Yeah, I ask, and I'll take something along, and for the fairies. Yeah, and just come out. And then you expect them. I like to go at dusk. That's my favorite.
Yeah,
that's more respectful when you're going to a cemetery instead of going.
Yeah, this one was it was like January 4th, 2004 or something like that. And it was very end of sunset, very end. When the sun wasn't even in our sky at all. And it's like everything was all right with the world. I mean, like everything was just calm. And I didn't, this wasn't anything I could see or feel or.
Right.
It just
and
it wasn't on before, it wasn't after, it was just on that one. You know, and I am a photographer, so I know it's not a sun dog. I know it wasn't a reflection of something. There was just nothing there.
Yeah, that stuff like that doesn't surprise me. I was just up. I'll have to go up in the other room and get some pictures that I just took over in Jackson County, over at Wolf Lake. That was really neat. There was a great big lake, like a mile. We were way up high, taking pictures out over, and it was like way cool. But I have a couple of paranormal. There was an 1800 cemetery there, cemetery from the 1800s. So yeah, I've got a couple of photos that are like, yeah.
Well, where I was brought up in Southborough, Massachusetts. So almost all the cemeteries there are old.
Beautiful.
My mom is buried
yeah.
right in back of Warner Oland. You know, so
Where?
it's like Warner in Southborough, Mass.
You know what's really interesting? The cemetery was Owen. Yeah.
Really?
Owen.
Owen. We're at the 1800s. The family plot was Owen.
That is weird.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there are a lot of famous
Interesting.
people, or, you know, way back they were famous. But it's historical.
Better rather be a unknown live person as a famous dead person.
There you go.
Well, aren't you better known dead than alive? Most of
Yeah,
us?
yeah.
Live
Or
rich,
most of
live
those?
poor and die
That's,
rich.
that's the life of an artist.
Of what?
Of an artist.
Live poor and die rich.
Live poor and die rich. Are we all artists? Let's hope.
Artistes.
Have you been to Marshall? Come down to Marshall on Sundays. We're having our market party. Our farmers market's opening on the island
On Sunday is what you
on
said?
Sunday. Yeah, 1 till 4, I think is what we're running. We have a nice little place, beautiful place for the children, and playground, and lots of places for the dogs to run, and
On the island.
See,
Yeah,
I've
it's
never gone
beautiful
past
place.
Weaverville.
Huh?
I've never gone past Weaverville.
Since how long you been here?
He goes to Weaverville every day to work. He works there.
How long have I been here?
He works out off the Marshall bypass too. Right. I mean, almost that far from where I live. He on Monticello Road. He works at the Sonopress plant. It's nothing from the Sonopress plant to
Marshall's 15 minutes.
Really?
Yeah.
Geez, where am I? I mean, like, I don't experience anything.
You don't work on Sunday.
You work.
Do they close on Sunday or they?
They're probably
Hispanics
open
work.
this Sunday. I worked last Sunday. They got something big happening right now. So.
You working a lot of overtime?
Not a lot, but it's
Sometimes.
available. Yeah, it's.
That was when the New York
Things are
Times
changing.
was saying that a lot of what's happening is in the country and the economy is that a lot of places that were working overtime and things have really cut back
Most of
their
things-
overtime and cut back the hours of the employees.
They've
and-
changed the whole schedule. You know well, now
Center
the
Press?
company's well now it's Arvado, so it's part of a bigger part of Bertelsmann. So things have changed. I mean, everything's changed. Work ethics have changed. Times have changed. You know,
Come gather round.
It's-
Do you know that tune? Come gathering children wherever you roam.
Yeah.
You know that? Do you know the words?
I don't know the words. I mean,
Yeah,
I know them
we
when I
we
hear
threatened
them.
to sing that, and I said I would get the words to that because we need to sing that song. That's a good one.
The times they are changing.
changing. Yeah, we need to do those cue cards.
Yeah,
And-
right. Or the bounce and ball. Can you do that? And then we could sing along. The audience
What
can
was the
sing
song?
along.
What was the song? In the movie was "Don't Look Back."
I haven't seen it yet. Everybody's telling me that it's got nothing to do with Bob.
No. There's a movie. No.
Oh.
It had everything to do with Bob Dylan. It was Bob
I mean,
Dylan's.
he wasn't. Was
Bob Dylan's first movie. I hitchhiked from Chapel Hill to Durham to see it in the '60s,
No kidding.
he okay?
and it was called name of the movie was "Don't Look Back," and that's where there's a commercial now where they're
Right,
doing
right,
the
right.
cue
Everybody's-
and stuff
yeah.
like that. But it came originally it was Bob Dylan, and he was held in the words of the song, and I can't remember which song it was. Do you
yeah.
know the?
Subterranean Homesick Blues.
Was it?
Okay, okay.
That was always
Johnny's
my
in the
favorite.
basement mixing up the
That's
medicine.
it.
Yes.
Right.
I'm on the pavement thinking about the government.
Man in the trench coat
Said he
wants-
got laid off. Said he got a bad cough. Wants to get it paid off.
Look out, kid! It's something you did.
God knows when, but you did it. Yeah.
So I take it you guys like those cupcakes the best?
They're going pretty good, aren't they?
That
There's only
looks
2
like
left.
it. Yeah.
Let me have some of the other things there. I think that's good.
Who knows? Yep, maybe another Bob
Okay.
Dylan.
That photo was when I bumped into it. I was at a cemetery and there was something around my face and I thought it was a mosquito, so I'm going like this. And I had bumped it and it was like, ooh, big mosquito, okay, I'm leaving. Because I was taking, there was 2 tombstones surrounded by a wrought iron fence, and it was a neat picture. So I had seen a dark shadow earlier, so I knew that there was activity there. So I went down towards where I had seen it, and then I'm like, oh, I'll get a picture of it from this side. So I stopped and turned around. I had my camera up here, and when I turned around, it was like, bam.
Wow.
Just like bumping into a person, and that was the photo.
That's it.
So when you have physical contact with it, you have no doubt. I mean, there was nothing there. But I bumped into something. Something was in physical form that felt, you know, like another person. Interesting, huh?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that was
Looks
pretty
like my
good.
pictures I brought back from the Pink Floyd concert.
They were all,
I went to Pink Floyd and I was.
And you had a bunch of white things going through it?
Uh-huh.
Those were entities. The more linear is more, and then you figure those who went to that concert were in an altered state, most likely.
Pink Floyd, yeah, absolutely.
Right.
There might have
I
been
guarantee you.
an altered state in the crowd.
Okay, so entities are more likely to attach to people who alter their, what spirit do you put in you? Yeah, I have a couple of photos of entities attached to my son. We were at the ocean watching the space shuttle, so the background is black. There's nothing in behind him except for ocean, and there's red and orange and yellow entities that are attached to him. Yeah, I know he would have gone to jail that night.
Anyway, so I went to the Pink Floyd.
I know. What can I say? You know, this is my normal.
I went to the Pink Floyd concert and I took pictures, but my seat was not very close, so I had to use a very extreme telephoto lens, and I sneaked the camera in, so I really couldn't set up a tripod and stuff, and there was just no way I could hold all this still enough, and so I got a lot of just very blurry lights and colors.
Okay, so some of the lights were okay.
And it was all very colorful and stuff. And I liked the photos very much. They looked so cool. So that I put them in my photo album, and I used to take hundreds of photos, and so I had photo albums that had hundreds of them and stuff like that. And I would always make my friends look at my photos. And so one day I had a friend flipping through the photos, and they got to the page that was this 2 pages of just all these weird colors and streaks and stuff, and they looked and they said, "What's this?" And I said, "Oh, it was the Pink Floyd show." And they go, "Oh, that makes total sense." Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's how I remembered it.
Yeah, I saw that.
Right there. Oh yeah.
Yeah, or it's like I went to see them in Miami, not saying that I actually remember.
You went in Miami?
Down at the Orange Bowl, way back in the 70s.
Where is the Rose Bowl? Is that in California?
California.
Yeah,
Yep,
I think.
it is.
Okay.
Wait, maybe
Absolutely.
it was the Orange Bowl? I think it was. I don't know. It was somewhere down in Miami.
Mm-hmm.
That one down there, I don't know.
Well, that would be Orange Bowl, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Miami,
All right,
that
yeah,
would
you
seem-
would know. Yeah.
That would make sense.
Yeah.
I mean, well, they grow oranges in Miami. I mean, in Florida. So Orange Bowl makes sense to me.
But I didn't know if that was or if there was one up around Orlando. But
And, well, I don't know. Maybe so. That
well,
would-
wait a minute,
but-
that's Citrus Bowl.
Oh, I don't know.
Am I right?
I don't know. I didn't even know that Orange Bowl was in Miami, and I lived in Miami for years, so I don't know. But I didn't go.
Yeah, right to the west of 95 downtown Miami.
But how long has it been there?
Long time. I mean, that was, back in the 70s when I
Okay.
went there.
Okay. See, I moved out in 1980. A lot has changed since I moved out.
Oh, it's yeah, I wouldn't want to live there anymore.
Yeah. Well, that's what the last year I was 1979. One on the street that I lived on.
I bet it was nice at that time.
Oh, it was.
It
was way back.
from the
yeah.
from the 60s on
Every
up to
place
the
was
70s.
nice back in the 60s and 70s.
Yeah.
But in 1969, one house on our
Come in.
street. Come on in. How you?
I'm bearing gifts.
You are okay. Well, there's a seat.
Okay. These are treats for everyone.
Okay. Now here's the deal. Anyway, I lived on the street I lived on down at the one end of the street. One of the houses on the street put bars up on their windows and bars up on their front door and all. And it was all and we all kind of made fun of this of them putting bars up, and sort of move that up into
Well, you know what?
that
Here.
corner up there.
I wanted to match your silver motif.
Okay.
So there you go.
So what happened? So we made fun of them kind of putting bars up on the windows and doors and all. And this is the truth. By the end of that year, every house on the street had bars on the windows and bars on the doors. That's how fast things changed.
And it was like, what do they do when there's a fire and they can't get out? Okay, you're gonna put bars on to keep people out, but if there's a fire, isn't that gonna trap you?
What are these things you've put there?
Oh, are those garnet?
Those are actual dried Bing cherries covered with chocolate and a nice candy coating. These are like the best candy in the universe.
Well, let me.
Really? The best candy in the
one of the
universe?
best candy, the best candy in the universe.
The best candy on the table, that's
Yeah,
for
it's like,
sure.
okay.
The best candy on
Me
the
too.
table.
Yeah, we can pass them. Would you?
I'll have a little one.
3 or 9
I'm
of
about sugared out, man.
I am.
Whoa, I won't sleep for a
Look,
week.
do you like the way I matched your silver motif there? I mean,
Now tell us
Now we have to start drinking with our fingers out.
Tell us your name and what has possessed you to show up with these cherries.
You know what? I've been watching the show, and I just decided that I would throw my little. And look at this, you got plenty of food today. It's like
No salad, but lots of sugar.
Is there a clean cup in front of you?
This is just out of goodwill. Yes, there is.
Okay, let's have some tea.
Am I really gonna have tea? Okay, I'll have tea. Beautiful.
Let's see, we have,
the blue
you're
pot
the
is ready.
mushroom man, aren't you?
I'm the mushroom man.
Do we have mushroom tea?
We don't have mushroom
No,
tea.
not right
Next time.
Oh.
I forgot about that. I'm absent-minded. I'm the absent-minded.
Sometimes we have mushrooms.
push.
Man.
Let's see.
Just a more.
Thank you.
Is it all the same tea?
This one doesn't pour very well.
What's in here?
Oh, I see now.
China
That always
black.
does that.
China black.
Right.
That's the best one. Here's cream.
Which is the best
There's
one?
some sugar. So you saw the mushroom tea show?
It's
I
all
think there were a couple, weren't there?
Yeah,
But
we had
no, go
mushroom
ahead and
tea
try
in a
that.
couple.
That's
I'm gonna start having some mushroom workshops out at my farm in Madison County.
So what's the consensus
Well, why
about
don't
the
you?
cherries?
Delicious.
Oh, delicious.
Yeah.
This is
Absolutely
fantastic.
awesome.
It's all a selection of the finest teas in the world. So it's all good.
When are you gonna come on the show and talk about mushrooms?
We can talk about it now if you want to.
Well, one of these days you have to come on my show and bring your mushrooms and all that kind
I
of
will. I'll have to have some mushroom. I'll have to absolutely get something together other than off the cuff. Bring some samples and a log and maybe some other stuff. I did just get my indoor operation restarted yesterday and today, so we'll see. I've been experimenting with that.
Try that. Do you like sugar in your or sweeteners? You don't like it straight? Okay.
I think I do. I don't know. I'll taste it.
Okay. I always put sweeteners in my teas.
No, this is excellent. What
That's
is
good.
this? What are we drinking? This is really good.
Right. It's better. It's even better than you thought. Even though I had been bragging, wasn't it?
It's incredible. I didn't catch any of the.
Bragging?
No, I did not.
Oh.
Should I?
It's the same as it was last week.
I always brag. I
You
have
can
the.
brag again if
I
you
put
like.
I put the finest teas in
That's
the
why it's
world
great.
on this table.
Oh, of course. Well,
Pass that candy.
I,
I'm gonna get several this time. I'm not gonna wait.
they are yummy, aren't they?
Yeah, it's like
And you know
alright.
what?
And what are they again? I mean, cherry and
Cherry and chocolate.
Dried Bing cherry,
Right.
chocolate, candy coating, and you know what? They used to have them down at the Chocolate Fetish, and they've got every chocolate covered, almond, raisin, I don't know, even rhubarb maybe. Oh, is this what we're drinking here?
That's what you're having in that cup.
I really like this. And I couldn't get them there, they didn't have them. chocolate fetish no longer has my favorite treat in the universe.
And they can't get them anymore?
They could.
I don't know if they're going to, or if they will, or I'm
They're
not really sure. Look,
The blue pot has this in it.
I brought a celebrity with me also. I brought Elton John.
Okay.
Wow.
Is that okay to bring Elton? This
Who
is my
recently
little-
came out in favor of Hillary Clinton?
Is that correct?
Elton John?
Britt,
I didn't.
hey, that Britt can keep his mouth shut. What?
I really don't know what all's there.
Who?
Elton John.
Came out in front of Hillary? He's British, he can't
Have you
even vote.
decided
Been
yet?
blown up.
Huh?
Have you decided who you're
No,
voting for?
I don't know.
Uh-huh.
Is it a plastic
No problem.
bag?
No problem?
I'm a felon, I'm not allowed to vote.
But is
That
a
solves
plastic
it, doesn't
bag?
it?
That's
That
all
makes
the
it
way
real
up
simple.
on the top.
Yeah, hold on, Barack, I've got a Barack sticker on my car.
Do you?
Oh, yeah,
Like those
absolutely.
What did you
really
think
weird
about the
pictures.
debate?
Yeah, I mean, that's
I
how
didn't
far
watch
off
it.
we were.
I didn't want to hear Hillary talk, and I knew it would be banal and idiotic. I'm not interested
one,
in policies
I don't know
much.
what that is either.
I'm not interested in their policies because I can't make
I have
decisions
to go
about
back again and
policies,
see if there was something
whether they're
there.
good policies or not. Who
There's some other
knows?
pictures.
I don't, but if I want somebody who
So I
can
can-
give us a little hope
I
when
make it
when the
thousands and
rough
thousands
times are
of
coming
Right.
or already here,
I've been
it'd be
taking
nice
my
to
life
have
and I
some
never
nice
knew until
looking,
somebody told
personable
me.
person that's got a nice smile and knows how to inspire people. That's all I'm interested in.
I would say that's what, half of what Barack Obama's got going for him, is his
Demeanor.
his presence, his presence. And they
And he's
thought-
smart too, there's no doubt about it, you know.
Yeah, but they thought that Hillary was gonna get the female vote. But no, Barack Obama's getting the female vote because the women think he's cute.
Boy, I have a friend who's
They're
not
gonna
even
vote for
talking.
him or Hillary. Oh man,
Yeah,
that's cute.
he's jewel. He's
The only
jewel.
reason I would vote for McCain is because I think his wife is absolutely hot. She's stunning.
Is that right?
She's
But
got lots of
I
money too.
can't vote for McCain.
Because he's
not worth
a Republican.
There's a lot of good looking
That's
women.
one reason.
What?
There's a long list of reasons.
Are you?
Yeah.
Are you a felon as well? No. Nor can
Do I have to disclose that on air?
What is that?
No, we all know it's online.
Great. Are you simulcasting on online?
Not now. Not
In the
now.
future.
You will in the
Hopefully
future.
in the not too distant future. I think it's the next step.
Is that right?
We've been promised video on demand, but I believe that we will probably be able to accomplish streaming first.
Right.
Streaming being what?
Being that you'll be able to go home and tune us in on your computer. Just go to a computer site that will, the same thing that shows on the TV set. Where you live, you can't. Can you watch us at your house?
I can't, no.
But if you
Okay.
had a if you had
Yeah.
an internet, you could. If you had high speed
That'd be
internet,
cool. That'd be cool.
you could watch us on high speed internet.
Yeah. More.
Who's bringing the cupcakes?
Oh, that
Time
was
now,
the
that's-
glow lady
Glow
brought.
lady.
She made
Oh,
those.
yeah?
She made
Right
those.
on. Do they glow in the dark too, or?
No,
You eat 'em, you glow in the dark.
we hope not. We've been
We'll
eating
find
them.
out afterwards.
Tomorrow.
That ought to be
No.
interesting.
And so
I have
did you?
visuals.
So did you catch that? And this is what's in the blue pot.
Okay.
Was this? You know.
Oh, I see. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
I think this guy is like the happiest guy in the universe.
Oh, well, that's just because he looked.
I do for the show.
Oh, it is. No, I think you're like this all the time. I've come to the
Now
conclusion.
tell me again your name.
Michael B.
Michael B.
Yep. I even have my name on the bottom of this because if
Okay.
I can't stay for very long, so I figured I would just leave this
Are you
with
gonna
you.
run?
and
Okay.
then
Well,
I'll
what do you
collect
do,
it
Michael
at
B?
some
Are you a member of URTV?
Well, I had been.
Okay.
I haven't renewed.
I
yet.
see. Well, you need to get to it, don't you?
Yes, I do.
You need to get to
I
it.
was one of the first
Were you?
members. Yeah, I think I joined in January 2 years ago.
Uh-huh.
Back when Kurt and let's see, Paul Snow
Paul
and
Snow.
Jen.
I'm sorry.
The tea. I'm just
Right here?
No, the box.
Oh, okay.
I'm just trying to clear the table so
Oh,
it
I
doesn't get
see.
too crowded.
Gotcha. And Jen.
Jen.
Jen Mass.
Put Elton's picture up so we can
Okay.
see him. Just
You wanna
prop him
see
up
Elton?
against.
Okay, I'll tell you the
Yeah.
truth. I actually
Now we have a famous guest at the tea.
it's that camera.
Elton
that
for
camera.
high tea.
Yeah.
Elton for tea.
Okay.
So we've been staring at the back of my head the whole time. That
Pretty
must
much.
look lovely.
That's right. That's right.
How does the back of my head look?
Well, listen,
Curly.
wait a minute. I can change.
Is it nice
that.
curly?
Curly, yeah.
I
Just
can
like the.
I can change that.
Yeah, I didn't go into hair and makeup first. Was I supposed to stop by?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
There you go. Look
It's
at
next
now,
door.
now look at yourself. Now look at yourself on the TV.
I can't look at myself.
Oh, you can't look
No,
at yourself.
I can look at
All right, well,
yourself.
what did?
I'm a photographer.
Oh, you do. You're a photographer. Oh, well,
Yep.
that's good. We can use people with knowledge of photography. I'll assume that you do everything in the digital realm nowadays. Is that true?
I don't.
Do you use film?
I still do. I've done some recent work. I did some digital.
Mm-hmm.
This was a really interesting thing for me because I used many different cameras, disposable cameras, 35 millimeter, digital, Polaroid.
Mm-hmm.
You can see it at Izzy's coming up in July.
Okay.
It's so different from anything I've ever done before,
Mm-hmm.
which I think makes it more adventurous for me. It's not indicative of the work I've always done, but I'm willing to put it out there, and I'm just gonna see what happens.
Did you see?
know?
Did you go become part of the Faces of Asheville or not? Did you?
You know, I know Jen, and she asked me a couple of times, and I don't like having my photograph.
She did a great job. I went down there the last
She's
day.
a really good girl.
The last day of it, I finally went down
Did
there.
you?
Yeah, because she is a great girl.
Yeah.
I absolutely second that.
Right.
Yeah.
Who was it? She was here.
Uh huh.
Who was doing a show, Faces of Asheville.
Faces of Asheville. She's gonna exhibit it. I don't know. I'm sorry, I don't know the dates. I should be plugging it, but I don't. You know.
I don't know the dates either.
Yeah. But keep an eye open. It's coming.
Yeah.
You know.
And there are lots of people, plenty of people that I know in the book. That's good enough for me.
Mm-hmm. And what is your favorite camera to shoot? I'm gonna swap photo things with. I'll tell you my favorite camera.
I have like 5
two.
cameras,
Okay, go
but
ahead.
I don't know if I have a favorite. I love Nikon. I prefer.
Okay, any particular model? New model Nikons?
No, I like the older.
Okay.
The simpler, the better.
Okay.
I don't really do anything automatic, but I have a 1963 Yashica.
Oh.
It has a great look to it. It's a beautiful camera.
60 screw mount? Is it interchangeable lenses or not?
Yes.
Okay, screw mount lenses. Then
Yes.
Okay, right.
You know about that.
Oh yeah. That was my first.
My favorite one
I
was
think it was a what was it? A Yashica TL Super. What model is yours? It's not a TL Super, is it? I got a Yashica TL.
Yeah, it may be.
TL
That
Super.
sounds familiar.
Yashica TL Super was my first.
What happened to that?
I swapped it for a sheet of acid. Do you really want to know?
See, now imagine if you did that sheet and then took pictures. You could have really had something there.
Well,
That
I
would've
got
been
another camera. Then I turned around and got a Nikon F.
Oh,
you know.
okay.
Right.
After that, but my first 35 millimeter camera was a Yashica TL Super. When I say 35 millimeter, something where you had the mirror that flips up and all that fancy stuff.
What's an SLR?
A TL. SLR. Right? My first SLR
Yeah.
was a Yashica TL Super. Well, go ahead. Okay. So you still have one that works.
Yes.
Okay.
But it's a quirky camera because there's a.
Has a light meter in it, right? A little light meter in the viewfinder. Okay.
But it's a quirky little thing because there must be a leak in there
Oh,
somewhere
really?
because sometimes you will get, and I'm not sure about this. I think it may be a spiritual thing.
Blooming. Okay.
Being Asheville and all.
It happens more in Asheville, yes, but not exclusive to Asheville. I don't travel with that camera anymore because it was a gift about 10 years ago, and I just carry it around because it looks really cool. And then I take.
Well, when you get home, look at it and see if it just happens to be a Yashica TL Super.
I think that's exactly what it is.
If it is a Yashica TL Super, perhaps it's made the rounds. Perhaps it's the one I swapped off for the Yashica.
Wouldn't that be something? No wonder.
Does it have a lot of vomit stains on it?
Oh no! It was when it passed my hands, it was pristine.
Yeah, this one, you would think this camera is brand new, just by looking at it. It's in phenomenal condition still. it's probably because I don't use it.
But it's like, mine was the TL Electro X, but the Prism always had a little rainbow wax thing in it.
Really?
Yeah, that's how it came to me, you know. And I've had that. I mean, that's always my favorite.
Yeah, a little
It
rainbow.
feels. That's my feel.
Him too. That was that sheet.
Well,
Right?
go ahead. What else do you shoot? I want to see what may be similar about cameras we
I'll
shoot.
bring him in.
Well, just tell
You
me.
can just look at my entire
Well,
collection.
okay. Well, let me just tell you. Okay, my favorite 35 millimeter camera is the Canon A1.
Really?
Yeah, Canon A1 is my favorite 35 millimeter, SLR, as you say, because it gives you everything in the viewfinder that you need to see, and it's just, to me, it's just such an easy camera to operate. And when they get wore out, they make a noise like no other camera makes that just sounds so cool.
I think people do that too when they get worn out.
They say the mirror box.
playing the slide.
They say the mirror box squeaks or shrieks on one, and it does. It makes a very mechanical noise that I like. That's one of the things I like about the camera.
And then what do you do with it? Do you fix it?
Yeah, then you have to lubricate the mirror box, the gears and stuff, and the noise goes away.
I've never used a Canon. I've never shot with a Canon.
Well, if you do,
It makes a noise.
Canon A1.
That's like the Tin Man.
And I have a Nikon now. I think I have two Nikons. I have an F, but the light meter is no good in it and stuff. And I have another Nikon, and I can't remember what the model of it is. All older Nikons all share the same lenses. And my other favorite camera is I have a Speed Graphic Junior with a roll. You have a Speed Graphic?
No, I built a 4x5.
Okay, well I have a Junior, and I have a rollback for that'll shoot 120 film, and I can get the rollback I have is 2 1/4 by 2 3/4, which is an odd format, but I get 10 shots out of a roll. And you can also put on 2 1/4 by 3 1/4, but you only get 8 shots.
Right. Yes.
So, but anyway, I like that one a lot.
Yeah, I got some film for an old Brownie with those dimensions, and it had 8 shots on it.
And I used to have a Yashica twin lens camera too.
You like that?
That's what I had between the. Yeah, I liked that. That's what I had between the Yashica TL Super and the Nikon F.
Right.
Between them, I had a twin lens, but I've had so many cameras. I've had a couple. I've had probably 3, 4, or 5 Nikons. I've had Olympus, OM1. I've had Minoltas. And I don't really care much for Minoltas. Just not really a fan of Minoltas.
The SRT 101 and 102s were my favorite out of Minolta.
Okay.
I mean, because they feel like they're part of you.
I don't mind the camera very much. I like the cameras. I don't care much for the Minolta lenses.
No,
I like the Nikon lens. See, that's
the Nikon lens.
That's where the quality is.
And who does the Series 1? Vivitar. Vivitar Series 1 lenses. One time I swapped a Nikon and 3 lenses for the Nikon for one Vivitar Series lens. I was at a flea market and I was selling some cameras and stuff there, but I had the ones I was using with me, and this guy came by and he says, I have this really great lens. Look at this lens I've got, and I'll run to my car and get it. He ran to his car and he got this lens, and I snapped this lens on my camera, and it was on a Canon A1, and I just looked through the lens, and I focused on a couple of things, and I just turned to him and I said, here, I'll swap you this Nikon and 3 lenses for it, and he says, done. And I put that lens on my camera. I looked through it. I never took that lens off that camera. This lens is going home with me.
Is that a Japanese camera? The
lens Vivitar. I think so. They were at the time. I didn't even know about Vivitar Series 1 at the time, but Vivitar makes some fairly inexpensive camera equipment and stuff like that. But their Series 1 is the top of their line.
How far does that go back?
This was probably 20 years or more ago when I did this, and it turns out that at that I didn't know it, but then I started looking into it more because I like that lens so much, and I'm reading like reviews and stuff like that, and basically people were saying that Vivitar Series 1 was the finest glass coming out of Japan, so that it was actually beating out from glass coming out of Japan, it was beating the Nikkor lenses.
Wow.
So
I'm shocked.
yeah, I was shocked too.
Do you shoot digital at all now? Or just
Yes and no. I do not have a digital camera with a variable focus lens on it, if you will.
Right,
So
right.
I want one. But the digital, I can't afford the digital camera I want.
which one?
Well, there are several, but there's a like a Fuji that I like, which are
Like 12 megapixel?
No, I don't even care about hitting 12 megapixels. 6, 7, or 8 though is nice.
Right.
You know, I'm looking at any of that 6, 7, 8ish range would be fine with me. I just want one with a nice piece of glass on the front of it.
Yeah.
You know, and usually they come with some very, very small lenses, and some of them are some nice pieces of glass, but the more glass you've got up there, the more light it'll take in. The more light it takes in, the more light it has to work with, the better job it generally does.
You can't
It's all
fool
about
that.
light.
Huh?
All about light.
Yeah, you can't fool that, huh?
And by the time you get a decent sized piece of glass on the front of the camera, they cost more than I can afford.
Right.
And that's just the deal.
Gotcha. I understand that. Cameras are not necessarily inexpensive. They can add up. I'll tell you what. I have it's not a still photography camera, but it's a 1975 Swiss Bolex Super 8 millimeter camera. This thing, it's a beautiful camera. I love Bolex.
Right, Bolex
We're
are
talking
nice
about
pieces of
motion pictures anyway, but this is a great camera. It has
Right.
so many features on it, especially for a Super 8.
For a Super 8,
And,
imagine, yeah.
I haven't used this camera in 15 years.
Right.
So it's in perfect, pristine condition. But it's a great
How many lenses do you have for it?
I just have the one.
One
the
lens.
for this.
Is it a zoom or it's a zoom maybe?
Yeah. And this used to be my grandfather's camera. He used to take this when he would travel, and so I inherited it, and I've just taken care of it. I've used it a little bit. It's fun. It's a really nice looking camera too.
You know what we should design? I know something we should design. You see these little cameras looking at you?
Oh no.
We can't get. Is there a warrant for you?
Possibly. No, I stay above the law.
Let me have some. Let me have
Jerry's?
some. Yeah. That's what the president says. He says I stay
Is that
above.
what he says?
Above the law. Yeah, I believe that's
Wow, he's really stretching the truth, isn't he?
above the law. No. I take that back. He says I am above the law. I think he says.
Yeah, that I would believe.
Oh yeah, that definitely. That sounds more realistic.
What?
How many more days do we have left? How many more hours?
Okay, so you're touching on a touchy point with me, and that is that this whole idea of starting up the elections early, starting up the campaigns early, and stuff like that, has served as a distraction. People are as soon as the last election was over, I saw that a deal had been swung to let Bush finish out his term.
Between the lizard people and
the Democrats.
the Democrats.
Whatever. But I saw that a deal had been swung to let him finish out his term, which was the worst thing they could do, because all of the damage that he's done. Now, in his term, a precedent has been set, and it can't be corrected. It's just going to get worse.
We're going to have to eat his
Amen to
heart.
that.
We'll have to eat his heart and liver.
At least.
At least.
Okay.
I mean, that's the least we could do.
So by not impeaching him and by letting everything stand that he has done, that has forced the only correction available to the people now is revolution. That's the only way to correct it, because the precedent has been set, and it will go on that way. And as part of it, they they whipped up the campaigns and stuff early so that people would get that, well, we'll ride this out, it's going to change soon. You see, well, let's see how much more damage he can do between now and the end of his term. What do you think? You think he can totally bankrupt the country? Do you think he can have us in soup lines by the end of his term?
And do you think he will declare martial law by the end of his term?
That's what my cousin Fred says.
And I would second it.
You know what I think the only true form of revolution in this day and age would be? You want to hear my theory on this?
Sure.
And especially because, Republicans don't have, he's in office, but they don't have control of Congress, right? Democrats are in control, the Senate and the House. But if you want to if you want to put a kink in the machine, okay, the governmental machine, this is how you do it, because it's all about money. And everyone has to participate.
How cynical.
But you have to, I have a cynical side. You have to stop the money machine, and there's only one way to do that. Nobody goes to work. The gross domestic product comes to a screeching halt, and that's when the government will listen to us. We have to realize that we are in control of this country. We don't have just one man that's in complete control. We will, if we need to.
I'm doing what I can.
Speak out. But that is the only true form of revolution, I think, that's left. I don't think you'll ever see the mass marches on Washington like we once had. I don't think you'll ever see these big rallies come to fruition anymore.
How about decapitation? You think that would get their attention?
Hanging, I think.
Hanging.
That's always a
kind
great
of extreme.
Nah.
What do you think about stopping the money machine? I think that speaks right there.
Oh, I agree with that as part of it, certainly.
Part
Yes.
of it.
Do that tea for me, would you please?
I think we're going to have evolution.
And let me ask the mushrooms man to sing a song about hanging. Will you do it?
Oh, listen.
Okay.
You want to do that?
Do you need to retune or anything?
I'd have to retune.
All right, will you retune?
Okay. Cut my mic off.
Cut your mic off. All right, I'll cut your mic off, and when you're ready, holler at me, and we'll turn it back on. Okay.
But I love the tuning sound.
I
love the tuning sound.
Your mic is sort of gone too, see, because his is.
Okay.
Both of you.
Got profound to say, you'll have to say it now.
Y'all can be heard a little bit in the background, but you'll need to be loud to really make him to drive us into distortion like I do. I have this fine microphone here. Can you see what it says? Anarchy TV.
I like that microphone. It's got a nice look to it.
It has a warm feel.
Is it a good one?
It's an excellent one. Would you like to hear? Here,
Sure.
put these on your head.
This is what I call them. Next time you see me, I'll be in Guantanamo Bay.
Okay, hang on. Okay, this is what my microphone sounds like. Do you like the sound of my microphone?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, it sounds good, doesn't it?
That's nice.
Okay, this is what you say, Guantanamo Bay. Okay.
Yeah, I wrote an awful song about Guantanamo Bay.
You want to do that one too?
I'd have to retune.
okay.
I'll sing a couple of verses of it, maybe.
All right, we'll do
Let's sing this happy song.
happy song. This is a sing along. Sing.
Elephant's gonna sing.
Here, listen to this, El. Send me some money, baby.
Oh, wow.
We're going to hang Donna Rumsfeld from the sour apple tree. Hang Donna Rumsfeld, just watch him swinging free. We're gonna hang him high, we're gonna hang him low. Dead, we're gonna hang some more. We're gonna hang Donna Rumsfeld from the sour apple tree.
When the revolution comes,
we're We're gonna march up to Washington. We're gonna walk right in the front door. Say to Mr. President, we don't tolerate this stuff no more. We're gonna take you and the Vice President, Donald Rumsfeld too. Gonna march you all down to the National Mall. This is what we're gonna do. Gonna hang a Donald Rumsfeld from a sour apple tree. Gonna hang Donald Rumsfeld. Watch him swinging free. We're gonna
Hang him high, we're gonna hang him low. And if he don't die, we're gonna hang him some more. We're gonna hang him from an apple tree when the revolution comes.
Well, we're tired of all this suffering. We're tired of all this pain and woe. Tired of your pasty white faces and that little black gal. Well, we're tired of hearing about torture and extraordinary rendition. We're gonna send you back to the farm where you can't do no harm. But there's one condition. We're gonna hang Donald Rumsfeld from the sour apple tree. Hang Donald Rumsfeld just to watch him swinging free. We're gonna
Hang him high, we're gonna hang him low. And if he don't die, we're gonna hang him some more. We're gonna hang Donald
apple tree
when the revolution comes.
Is he Welch?
Elton John? Yes. We don't have gay people in there. I'm just kidding. I thought it was a joke.
Let's see. I don't like to see people bombed out of the houses. I don't like to see them bombed out of the home. I don't like to see them poor little Iraqi children going through a life alone. I don't believe in going to war because of presidential deception. I don't believe in capital punishment, but I will make one exception. We're gonna hang Donald Rumsfeld from a sour apple tree. Hang Donald Rumsfeld just to watch him swinging free.
Hang him high, we're gonna hang him low. If he don't die, we're gonna hang him some more. We're gonna hang him from a sour apple tree when the revolution comes. I really mean it. Hang from a sour apple tree when the revolution comes.
So this is what guitarists do when they break a string. They hang people with it. Now I know what happens to broken guitar strings. I understand this now. I wrote down some things. You know what I think?
Okay, yes, go ahead. I'll give you a little.
Look, I think you are T-E-A-V.
Okay.
You should squeeze that into your little logo somewhere. You got it?
V,
You see? And
yeah,
I think you should have like the T's of the day, T-E-A''S, like a little fact about the T. Something that people might not know. Something that you should. I think you should share this with people. Your knowledge of tea.
Well, we did that yesterday. Somebody said that they drive trucks over the tea to crush it for Lipton. They said they.
That sounds about
they
right.
hypothesized.
Yeah, I think
they hypothesized that it would be for Lipton.
Lipton, a disgrace.
No, actually, Lipton's not bad tea. It's pretty good tea. You don't like Lipton at all? Oh.
No, I have to use 3 tea bags to make a cup of tea.
Well, there's worse. I'll give you. Since you've moved to America, I'll give you a hint on some tea. I don't know if it's still good, but here's what the deal is. A&P tea. For this A&P is a grocery store, and A&P tea is good, and it's cheap, or at least it used to be. And the reason is the A&P grocery store. Come on in. Grab a chair. Grab you go move that box and find you a good cup. Go find you a cup and saucer over there. Okay, let me let me tell Allison. Let me tell you about AMPT. The AMP grocery store. We have we have AMP grocery stores in this country, and AMP grocery store. The reason it's called AMP is because it started out as the Atlantic and Pacific Tea Company, right? And for years, AMP still had their connection.
I thought that was the name of a band.
No, that was Pacific Gas and Electric.
Anyway, the AMP Tea Company still had connections for many years for really good tea, and maybe still do. I've not shopped there in a long time, but you might try their store brand, and you might find that they have a good tea. Now, the tea that, say the name of the tea that you like. We used to have it here. I forgot what.
PG Tips.
PG Tips. PG Tips, it is, and I agree it is. Did you drink some of that kind? Did you try some of this?
This one?
No, this one.
This one?
Have you tried some of that?
No.
Oh, well, you should.
Well, I think
Change the camera.
water.
There'll be a little bit in there. Or change the camera. Well, I thought you were going to do another song.
I will after a while. Let me rest.
Okay.
Let me rest. Give the man
I'm sweating.
some rest.
There we go.
There you go. There you go. That's
I'm
beautiful.
trying to get everybody in.
Something. My head in the way.
All right.
No, never.
No, you're
Keep your
there.
head right there because it hides my head. So
Well,
now we're good. Back of my head again.
Your curly head.
Well,
Come right
yeah,
here.
basically the camera. Yeah, you could go around that way and it would work for you.
Here, come right here.
The dominant head.
Look at my head.
We've learned that there are no gay people in Wales today.
We did.
Really? I can't believe
No
that's
gay
a
Welsh.
citizen.
That was just a simple.
No, they
few
just
little
don't allow
jokes.
them in anymore.
Has that got to do with why you see we have Elton John here?
Yeah, we do. We have Elton John as a guest.
That's why Elton John had to move to England.
Reginald White.
That's neat. That's like right off an album cover.
That is an album cover.
No. Let me set the record straight. There are gay people in Wales.
There are.
But then
Yes.
you just said you're going to set the record straight. You can't
Yeah.
set it straight if they're
Oh, that's
gay.
right.
You have to set them gay.
That was a pun not intended. I should have added.
That's the best kind of fun.
Slip of the tongue.
Stop! Oh God, here we go again. Oh
No,
my
let's
God. You remember that last
Yes, I
time?
do.
You have this. You have this effect on him.
I know, it all comes out. Oh.
He was a decent person till you got here.
We thought it was the tea, but evidently it's not.
Yeah,
She has
we
this
all start
effect
getting
on you.
wired. I start getting crazy. Eat about.
She does
a
have
pound
that
of
effect
sugar,
on you,
drink
doesn't
4 or 5
Hey, everybody.
So who reads the tea leaves when we're done? Somebody's
The
gotta
glow
read
lady.
it. Oh, right. Perfect. I like that.
Look at those cakes.
How's your project going?
Oh wow.
Oh, I
Don't
broke
ask.
my hat. How is my hat going?
I love your hat. What
Is
does
my
it say?
hat? Is my
U.S.
Not yet.
how's
I don't
how's
even-
the
I don't-
hard drive hospital doing?
I don't even have a report as yet.
Yeah. Did you take it apart yet?
No, I did not take it apart. That's why I don't have a report.
Yeah.
Did you have an accident?
I'm still examining it externally.
External.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you need a what EKG or what is it?
No, I just have to.
Whatever. MRI.
MRI
scan,
scan,
scan.
all the same thing.
For my,
So what happened?
I knocked it over. But it landed on my briefcase. So they should make these things better. Like.
While it was running, though, that was the problem.
Oh, Lord.
Blah blah.
While it was
Well,
running.
what kind is it?
My 500 gigabyte hard drive that I got from
Say the brand.
Clothes.
It's really hard to work on. It's a Western Digital.
That's kind I have.
I think it's Western Digital.
And
It's
my
the big.
book
It's
or
the big
my-
fat one. Looks kind of like a.
She is a
My
surgeon.
book, yeah.
She can
That's
take
the-
things
oh, that's- I'm
apart.
thinking-
and
I
put 'em
saw
back
that.
together.
I saw that with
I was
the
gonna say,
she's an amazing
the
person.
same-
hard drive.
I'm sorry, I
Those
can't.
Seagate free agents.
That's a
I
Bill
had a
Gates
problem with those.
So let's
Okay.
call him.
No,
bang it with a
I
hammer?
don't think it is.
Western Digital's good.
Huh?
For the hard
Western
drive.
Digital's good.
But
It doesn't have a tip
Sorry.
factor.
Huh?
It doesn't have a tip factor.
No.
A tip
Isn't that most
factor.
guys' solution to fixing anything?
What?
Back in the days,
Yeah, that's your
Just
first.
get the old
IBM
elbow like
mainframes,
Fonzie.
they had the little
Okay.
tilt things
Yeah,
on it, so if it,
My
it
hard
was
drive
able
is
to
sick.
tilt
I
so
can
many
work
hard
degrees.
drive.
Can you sing a
Yeah.
song about my
No, it's
hard
just-
drive?
But this had an actual fault.
No, yeah, she actually
Angel.
Sing a song.
like
Will that make it
dropped
feel
or
better?
something.
Yeah.
And but,
It just didn't connect.
but it was running, see what I mean, and I'm afraid that what happened was that you may know that the head floated. I'm afraid that the head crashed into the disc, and I really don't know anything about
Yeah,
that.
because if that starts wiggling all, if that lands on the planet.
My hard driving hard no more.
I'm afraid that's what's happened, because
I've lost my hard drive.
That's right.
Yeah, thanks for
That's
coming
what-
by.
I can come up with no other explanation.
Polaroid is good for recovering on that kind of stuff.
Yep.
Polaroid,
hard
you can't
drive.
just
Ain't hard no
take
more.
any hard drive and they'll retrieve anything, everything from it.
Bye, you guys.
Yeah.
There's a good
Thank you
chance.
for having me. I will see you next time.
All right.
So you have some room to stretch.
Yeah, you wanna slide around,
Me stretch.
take your cup with you, give me the dirty cups. Over here, there's 2 dirty cups there, and I'll give them over here, I'll put them up so that we'll get them off the
We'll
table.
have another show. You and I, I'll tell you, we've gone worldwide with this thing.
I see you're over the
From
flu.
before.
That's right. Finally,
Do you have a
you
new,
regain your sense of humor.
This is post-traumatic stress.
do you have a new song for us?
Sorry, I'm not trivializing.
Now I'm gonna sing Guantanamo as we go off the air. This is a,
How many
see,
going
Guantanamo.
We've gone worldwide.
Yeah. Well,
Where they won't even let me
everybody
die.
would. Yeah, it's just
Infamous.
everybody.
We're singing as we go off the air.
Well, you could sing it now, and I can run my credits as they go off the air.
Haven't seen my children, no my one.
Excuse me.
Will these
I'm
American devils
Oh, somewhere else.
Guantanamo,
Oh, wait.
trying to invoke desperation.
Have a cherry.
Ooh, look at that. Ooh. Looks like an oversized pasta.
Yeah, have a
I
cherry.
don't know if I would mix with arugula.
Well, Guantanamo, Lord,
Probably not. But you can try it.
Guantanamo.
Tell us how it went.
I did not do what they said in Guantanamo.
I'm mesmerized. Probably not good for you.
Well, Guantanamo. I wanna go back home.
You alright there?
Is that the whole song?
More or less. Put whatever words you want into it, as long as you're hungry and tortured.
I'm hungry, but I'm also.
Listen to this song.
You should finish that cup, and it said there's a little bit in there, right? Maybe a quarter of a cup,
Oh, finish this first?
I would say.
Not mix.
You could mix them. You could mix them. But
I've already mixed these two.
they're good.
Yeah, great.
They're all good.
It's all good. It's all good.
It is good.
Why'd you think we come here?
Yeah. Can considering that I
The tea
don't,
was bad. We were being
considering that I don't often have TG
Did you? Oh,
PG
fucking slip there.
PG
Tip.
tips. Considering that I don't
Say that 3 times, real fast.
Considering that I don't often have that, I do manage to have some decent tea, don't I?
Yes,
Well, anyway, I'll give it a shot. Go ahead, give it a
Somebody
shot.
from
While there's
Welchland
the
should
last dribble.
be a good judge of tea.
That's a dribble. It's got a lot of grinds in it. Well, just, you can give the.
Well, the tea is terrible down in Guantanamo. That's the worst part about it.
We're not going on vacation.
Is it half empty or half full?
What is this?
Half full.
Well, anyway, see if you can get a taste of it. It's really good.
Better if you
I
smell
feel
it.
like the man from Del Monte.
Ah.
You say yes.
You don't like my tea?
Very nice. What is it?
Oh, I'll show you in a minute. I think I may have shown it to you before. I don't know. I'm getting ready to do a technical thing.
Stand back.
Don't blow anything up.
Oh yeah, that it happened.
Oh,
We went
look.
off the air.
Oh no, here it comes.
Oh.
Good morning. Welcome to the pleasure saucer.
Always try theater in a crowded fire.
You know, we're just fools, you know.
Oh my.
Software, yeah. My hard drive's okay, but my software don't work.
But I'm taking it well. I've taken it really well. I was almost calm
There you
when
go.
it happened.
Almost
But
what?
Almost calm.
When what
Calm.
happened? What happened?
Calm.
When the calm, all right?
Calm.
Calm.
There you go.
There you go. I
Really?
keep thinking that there's a dog there. I keep thinking jingle. Is there a ghost dog in here?
Well, it may
He's
be
been
an
here,
orb.
the glow lady left.
Ah, it's the glow lady. Jingle, jingle. I have to go to a class though.
Oh,
Yeah.
You have to go to class.
Yeah.
What is that?
Class.
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 Class?
Upstairs.
Up the stairs.
Yes.
Up the stairs.
Upstairs class. Are we still on air?
Yes, we
Oh, I
are.
have to be careful what I say.
You bet. You better watch your mouth.
Good job. I didn't tell you
I'm
something.
holding this thing up and it's heavy.
Oh, I'm going.
Yeah,
I'm
do it
looking
again,
at
do it
that.
again, do it again.
I have to look over there.
Oh yeah, there you go. Cool.
It's a whole garden.
Yeah.
Whoops.
So she go.
You can make it float. You just keep leaning.
No, you gotta do it like Atlas.
Oh, put something on. What is that you
Do that
used to
whistle,
put on?
the glow, the Harlem glow fire.
What are you?
She's just trying to carry the sponsor, right?
Yes.
Give me a stiff note.
I go Jefferson.
Hmm?
Never mind.
Was that a nosy
No,
comment?
not it yet.
Oh, not yet.
We do have an audience, I
Are
think.
you about to
Yeah, we
burst
do have
into
an
song?
audience.
No, I'm just,
You know?
I could.
Well, do it. We'll burst into song.
Everybody loves a clown, so why don't you? Everybody Everybody laughs at the things that you say and do. Well, but you don't laugh when you see me coming. You don't laugh, you just go home running. And I guess I'll just have to play the part of a clown with a broken heart. You know any more verses?
No, I just love the label.
La 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 la.
You can make it.
There you go. La 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 la. Well, you don't laugh when you see me coming. You don't laugh when you go running. Oh, I guess I'll just have to play the part of the clown with a broken heart. Can you whistle?
Not like that.
Clown with the broken heart. Clown with a broken heart. With a clown with a broken heart.
I can't do it. I never could.
It's one of my big failings in life.
When's the last time you heard that?
Yesterday.
You did not.
I have a play.